Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a little while. I'm sorry for kind of the lack of videos lately. It's mainly because I'm busy with the newborn and my work, and life is just busy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I thought today would be a good time to kind of start something new. I've been thinking a lot about what I wanted to do on this channel, and I need something that's kind of like, lighthearted, something a little bit more personal, where I kind of just share some of the things that I've been thinking about, or doing or reading, and this is kind of, I got inspired by this by reading. So I follow this guy named Tim Ferriss. He has this newsletter where it's called 5 Bullet Fridays, where he just talks about things that he's pondering or reading, and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of recreate that in like a video format for my channel. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is things that I've been pondering as of late. I've had this thought a lot, and I had this kind of conversation with a lot of people, and it has to do with kind of the question of what will be the next big thing in tech. So the obvious answer is, artificial intelligence. Everyone's talking about that. It's like, everyone's saying it's gonna be a big thing, and I think it already is, and it is a big thing. But I guess what I'm trying to talk about is what is something that I, as an engineer right now, can start studying or look into, or kind of direct my career path to make sure as much as possible hit the right career path or specialization, in a sense. So I would consider myself a full stack developer, so I know how to make websites, I know how to do front end, back end, DevOps, kind of like the whole 9 yards for making sure, for building websites and things like that. But I'm wondering a lot, what is something that I should be focusing on? What's something new that I should learn? Or maybe it's I just continue what I'm doing. So the thing that I really am wondering is, if you think about how the mobile development kind of trend took the world by storm, in a sense, and even till this day, mobile engineers make a decent amount of money, and they're very highly coveted skill sets, right? And that wave, I feel like, is going to continue for a little bit longer, but I feel like another wave is going to come soon, and we're getting hints of it that it might be artificial intelligence. With artificial intelligence, there's the different branches. There's voice related artificial intelligence. There's vision and self-driving cars. And there's, a whole bunch of different kind of areas. And you can't really be an expert in all of them, right? You kind of have to choose. So I've been thinking a lot about this lately, what should I specialize in? I feel like when you're in the beginning of your career, it's okay to go wide, get that breadth of knowledge, go do some back end, do some DevOps, do some front end, dabble in mobile, do whatever you need to do to learn as much as possible. But as you're getting further along in your career, I feel like you have to be just an expert in something. Either that, or you just go towards a manager route. But if you want any chance of being an IC, you need to be an expert in something. At least that's what I feel. Or you just have to have a lot of experience building websites or something. I don't know, but I feel like you really need to be an expert. So I've been pondering that, what is the right basket to put my eggs in, essentially. So yeah, leave a comment below on what you guys think might be the next big thing. Will it be VR, AR, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and which specialization? But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm pondering. what should I think about learning, or spending my time on learning, essentially, for the next 10, 15, 20 years or so. So something like that. the next topic that I wanted to talk about was what am I reading these days, and like what am I kind of practicing essentially. Usually I read like technical documents or like some kind of I read some kind of technical book, and I end up, if I really like that subject matter, I really want to practice it. The nice thing about engineering is that you could read something and you could try doing it right away. In the comfort of your home, you could just go ahead and do it. And that's something that I really like about like programming essentially. But what I've been reading about lately, and I'm pretty late to the party, but I've been reading a lot about hooks, React hooks. And what that means for state management and like the whole React world and ecosystem, right? Especially because I use like Redux for most of my state management needs in React. It's definitely, like, for a long time I always just thought I don't really need to learn hooks because everything I heard about hooks Redux can do already. But I was totally wrong, obviously. That's the thing about this industry, is that there's so many things to learn so fast. Sometimes you just kind of let things slip by. I just kind of put off hooks for a while because I was able to do everything I needed to do just using React and Redux, and I never felt the need really that much to have like another way to manage state. For some reason I decided to check it out. I forgot why, but I was just like, you know what, I should just at least like give an hour to look into it. And man, it was definitely, so what happened was I saw Dan Abramov, yeah, he's like the creator of Redux and he works at Facebook. He gave this intro talk in 2018, I think, about the introduction to hooks, and it was actually really cool because he didn't just say, hey, I'm on the React team, this is the new API, this is hooks. He said that it's going to be a proposal, just like anyone who worked on, you know, something for React, this open source like kind of library. He said it was just going to be proposal. Of course, they kind of already built the API, but it was up for changes, and I think they made some changes along the way before it, you know, became like official in like version, I think 16.8 or something like that. But yeah, so it's weird. When I saw this video for the first time, it was almost like experiencing learning about React for the first time. And I remember that experience kind of clearly because I was kind of like grumbling about JSX and how it was kind of awkward, but the whole like component architecture and the single data flow just really made sense to me, and I was really excited. And once I started like actually building applications, I just kind of fell in love with the entire framework and or library, I guess. But that kind of happened again, and I didn't think that was possible. You know, it's because it's like, it usually happens when like some new library comes out, but this was just like an extension to their existing service, existing API, and it's all additive too. So, and it's all opt-in. So that was like the thing that was really cool too, by the way. It's completely non-breaking and it's all opt-in. So anyways, yeah, so look into hooks. I'll leave like the documentations that I've been reading. I just been trying to consume as much information as possible on it, and I've been slowly kind of refactoring my code at work to use hooks. And but yeah, I kind of love it. I would say it makes your code like 90% cleaner. If you use a lot of classes everywhere, then it's great. You know, you could refactor all your containers to use hooks, and yeah, it's definitely like kind of a gem that I've been putting off, and I'm really glad that I, you know, took the time to learn it. One thing I wanted to mention about this particular series is that it's not only going to be about tech. I felt like wanted to share some of like my personal like kind of interests and things like that. So this next one is basically what I've been watching. I want to share you guys with what I've been watching. So I've been watching 2 shows. I watched 2 shows recently on Netflix, and one is the new Big Mouth season, season 3, I think. It's probably the most ranchiest, like dirtiest thing I've ever seen, like in terms of comics, but it's pretty hilarious. So I recommend that if you are into that kind of stuff. It's like a really dirty version of South Park. I don't know how you can get more like raunchier than South Park, but you can, and that's Big Mouth. And I've been watching another show called Signal. It's a Korean mystery thriller drama, I would say, and it's like 16 episodes, but it's slow at certain points, but I actually really like it. Like, I guess like the gist of it is that the kind of the interesting premise is that there's a bunch of these like cold cases from like 15 years ago, and this cop finds this like kind of walkie-talkie that's broken, and at like a certain time, the walkie-talkie is able to send messages back to another detective in the past, and it's kind of their story on how they use this kind of like, I guess, walkie-talkie to solve these cold cases that happened like 15-20 years ago. So yeah, I recommend those 2 shows. I'll put a link in the description below. Lastly, the last topic is what I've been listening to. I've been listening to I haven't been listening to that many podcasts. I used to. I just kind of ran out of room on my iPhone. I have like a really old iPhone 7 that I need to replace, and yeah, I just ran out of room from all the baby pictures that I take and videos that I get from my family. But yeah, I need to replace my phone, but I uninstalled that app, the podcast app, because it was taking up so much memory. But so I haven't been really listening to it, but I've been listening to audiobooks on something called Libby. I'll leave a link on it below, but you just need like a library card and you could get like free audiobooks. And I'm kind of waiting for His Dark Matters. So I'll be listening to that. I already read the entire series. It's the whole Golden Compass thing. I think HBO is going to do a show. The other thing I'm listening to right now is Odessa. It is on Spotify or whatever. I've been listening to Odessa. Odessa is just kind of this like electronic music that I found. I don't really know that much about the like artist, but I really like it. I really like just. I used to not be into electronic music, but I don't know. I think when I got into like programming, I just needed some kind of music that was more geared towards like helping me study. And piano music was a little bit too mellow, I felt, and like ambient music was a little bit too mellow, but electronic music kept me kind of more like focused without putting me to sleep. So yeah, check out Odessa. I don't think they have anything new. It's just something I've been listening to. And I've been also listening to a K-pop group called Twice. They just had a new album come out. So yeah, that's kind of what's been happening with me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this quick video. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it, or leave a like, I guess. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.